Hello and welcome to you all. We're here in Marrakesh at the 61st ISI World Congress of Statistics organized by the HCP and the ISI. And it's my great pleasure to welcome Ms. AWAD. Welcome. She's the president of the Palestinian Central Bureau of Statistics, and as well you're the president of International Association of Official Statistics. Welcome again.
Thank you so much.
I do believe that your interest toward the national office's official statistics is strong. How would you describe the worldwide situation?
Yep. Now, we are all working globally. And now after the endorsement of the Sustainable Development Goals, now we have, 17 goals which has been endorsed in the General Assembly by all our countries worldwide. And this is, it comes for us as countries from all aspects, government, private sectors,
yes.
All kinds of sectors, civil organizations, really has a challenge on how we can actually work on, developing, our strategy and our activities towards, implementing such kind of goals. Especially, it was actually a challenge by itself on the Millennium Development Goals. So now we are actually tackling 17 goals with more than 169 targets as countries. And this is by itself really a big challenge for all the countries, whether it's a developed or a developing one.
Let's now talk about the situation in the Arab world. How would you describe the situation of statistics in the Arab world, cooperation maybe between countries, since you're a woman and a member of the ISI and you're president of a National Bureau of Statistics in the Arab world. So this kind of description of the situation now.
There's now a big, jump within the development of official statistics in the Arab region. If we may compare it 10 years ago, but still we do have so many challenges. Although we do have so many cooperation, south to south cooperation, we have bilateral cooperation between countries. We have really now strong, national statistical offices within the Arab world compared with the international ones. We do have, some international standards that mainly not really all the developed and developing countries are part of it, which really gets the highest, quality standards. And you can find really a lot of Arab national statistical offices that they are part of these kind of high quality standards for statistics compared with, worldwide. But still within, the complicated situation that our region, is going through, it's really very much painful. On the, in all aspects, whether I'm gonna, if we talk, politics or, socioeconomic conditions. So it's really, we are reaching really to a situation where it has never been in such, a dramatic situation in the Arab region. And this also reflects, statistics and the NSI within that countries. Now if you want to talk about the countries, for example, like Syria. Syria was one of the really strong national statistical offices, and now things are really going really in the opposite direction. They are not giving their role properly to work and reflect the situation, because as NSIs our main goal and activity is just to give a clear picture in data on the all aspects of the country, whether it's social, economic, environment, demographic, all means and all fields. But Libya, Tunisia, Yemen now, yes. And we started now, unfortunately, even the Gulf. I don't know what's happening to us. It's really unpleasant, and I'm really very very much really frustrated. I mean, as an Arab woman first, and we used to before just to have one case in our region, which is about Palestine that is under Israeli occupation. And I mean, all the countries are also focusing only on this kind of case, but now we are working against each other. And then we have really so many issues of concern internally, and I think we have to move and to really wake up on what's going on. But at the end of the day, our role as chief statisticians and national statistical institutes is just to reflect the reality on the ground in statistics and within measuring within the international standards. So in order to be able to compare it, and to present it well. And this is mainly our role.
Since you're mentioning the situation on the field, and you're a Palestinian, and I just cannot skip this question about all these statistics. Like the latest one was about occupation and settlements within the 7 past years, which grew tremendously, like 2 digits growth. Unfortunately, the situation in the occupied territories, is it because I do believe that the National Bureau of Statistics in Palestine have some numbers about these settlements, and how does this work maybe affect the situation of Palestine in front of big institutions, international institutions, knowing that even Israel, on the other hand, have other numbers and other statistics?
When we talk about statistics, as I mentioned, it reflects the reality on the ground. It's just as you just take a picture and it just give you what you have.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, when you talk about Palestine, you're talking about a youth society. We are now, I may say, about 5 million inhabitants inside Palestine within the borders of 1967, in addition to about 1.5 million within the historical Palestine within the area of 1948. And the Palestine, by its demography, we are actually a young society. I may say 70% of our total population is under 30 years old. And this is really, from one hand, it is really a potential. Yeah. Because we don't have resources, but at least we do have the human resource, which is really our main resource in Palestine. But on the other hand, we do have so many challenges. I may consider that we are considered as Palestinians as educated ones, if you compare it within the region, and even if you compare it worldwide.
But do you have any statistics within the Bureau talking about settlements?
Absolutely. As I mentioned,
is it an argument?
No, it's not an argument, because as I said, it's something on the ground.
Yes.
And I take it as administrative records. I don't go, in the field and I just start counting the settlements. It's
Sure.
something which you get it from the admin data, which is part of, the national statistical system. And as you just mentioned, yes, unfortunately the settlements, even, in the West Bank, is increasing day by day, year by year, and there's absolutely no respect to any kind of any international recognitions, to any international resolution, or yeah. And this is how it is. But yeah. the problem that we're facing in Palestine, that everyone is watching. There's no real action. Even from our international partners. Although they're really use and mistreat. I mean, even to the human rights basics. But I don't know why it does not apply to us as a Palestinian case.
Exactly, and unfortunately, we're in front of this situation, and it's real. I would like to finish this interview with maybe an optimistic vision that you may have for the role of statistics in maybe getting out what you mentioned, the Arab region, from this very sad situation it's living right now.
Okay, first as a Palestinian, before talking, I mean, in any other part, as being, I mean, a Palestinian, we have a principle that we don't lose hope, and we are sure that we're gonna have our independence sooner or later. This is on one hand. On the statistics part, I mean, although I mean we are the most complicated country that I mean runs official statistics if you compare it with the national statistical institutes worldwide, but I'm really very much honored and very much proud that we as Palestine, and myself, I was elected for the first time ever in an international, I mean, body to be the president of the International Association for Official Statistics, which I was the first, I mean, developing country, and I mean the first Arab country who's taking over the presidency of such, I mean, respected international association worldwide. And this is really for us gives also, I mean, a message, although I mean we are under occupation, but this is where I'm telling you that we don't lose hope, and we're working and we're very hard for our independence. And this is part of, I mean, our efforts in really putting, I mean, Palestine on the international map, whether anyone like it or dislike it.
And I do believe that your presence here in Marrakesh at this Congress of World Congress of Statistics is a recognition by itself to the work of you're doing first as a statistician and as well as a Palestinian. And I do congratulate you again for your election as the president of International Association of Official Statistics. And I thank you for this interview, Mrs. Awad.
Thank you first for really, I mean, being in Morocco and being in Marrakesh, and we are also very much proud, I mean, as Arabs and in the Arab region, that we were able to hold such important World Statistics Congress in Morocco. And this is by itself really a big achievement for Moroccan Statistics Office and for us as Arabs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for your attention.